South Africa's economy is highly carbon intensive, and this whole issue about coal phase out and fossil fuel phase out in more generally um, is central to how we think about the future economy here in the context of climate change, but also in the context of a changing global economy. And I think um, there are different interests within the economy. So the really high emitters obviously want to slow the transition down as much as they can. And then there are other interest groups who would want to, that if we're going to anyway structurally change our economy, that we also make sure we address quite deep issues of poverty and inequality in this country. So for us, that's the more transformative just transition. And the debates here have been, unfortunately, a bit restricted to jobs, because I think, we have such high unemployment rates, we can't afford to lose a single job. So as much as we are shrinking the old economy on a timetable that is appropriate for a developing country, we need to be flourishing the new. And the new really holds a lot of opportunities for South Africa to industrialize our own economy, to, get ahead and lead in certain areas. So, it will not necessarily be that every coal miner and every worker in a coal-fired power plant will get a job in the new economy. It might be other workers who benefit from the sort of new emerging economy. So I think our whole transition debate is a bit held hostage to that question.
The just transition, it will have a negative impact to the coal province, especially in Mpumalanga, because a number of people from that province, they are relying on the coal mine. That is where they're getting capital to feed and support their families. If the coal mines will be closed, that province or that two municipalities, which is Nkangala and Kharsibande, it will be a ghost municipality or ghost towns, because we don't have other generations of income. Obviously, the people who are working for Eskom also, it will be negatively been affected, because the coal mines are the ones that are supplying Eskom. In essence, if we can just jump overnight to say let's shut down the coal mines, we are saying let's close Witbank, or we are increasing the volume of criminality, because those people, they were not going to have any option, because they knew how to operate the underground machines and energy. Bear in mind that in South Africa, we have got a number of people who are working in the mines who never given opportunity to go to school. And if they left that area, they're not familiar with the platinum machines or the gold machine, the gold mine machine. So therefore, it will have a negative impact. It's something that the government needs to take time just to conclude. The countries like Germany, they've spent almost 25 years preparing for shutting down their mines. So in our case, it's not something that we can just jump because the outside communities or countries, they are shutting down their mines. They prepared this thing for a long time ago. So they've raised it now. They must actually give us an ample time in order for us to prepare our workforce or our employees, in order for them to adapt to the new transitions, because we are aware that the fourth industrial revolution is coming with the digital system. They must give us an ample time to prepare ourselves to adapt with the new technological advancement that is entering the workplaces or the business.
Coal transition in Indonesia is just started, and if you look at the government policies, actually in the long run, although coal right now is increased, but in the long run, the coal share in the primary energy and the electricity is expected to reduce, but it's still far until we can phase out coal totally from our energy system. But that could be changed if the economics of renewables become more competitive, and distributed generation like solar and battery can be deployed large scale very soon. We have calculated that there is a potential 13 gigawatt of excess capacity over the next 10 years, and you this capacity is potential to become stranded asset.
Coal phase out in Australia is coming. Australia is a large coal producer and a large coal user, in particular in the electricity sector. But the bulk of the plants are relatively old, and the cost of renewable energy generation is now much cheaper than building new coal-fired power plants, and is approaching the running costs of some of the more expensive coal-fired power plants. So that is coming. The challenges are in getting the investment happening in infrastructure to support renewables, so transmission and increasingly energy storage. And of course, the challenge will also be for the local communities, the regional economies, and these are, of course, very similar challenges as you're facing in Germany. In terms of financing coal transition, in Australia there's really a tradition of financing things on a market basis, private finance, industry finance. The latest coal-fired power station closure has been followed by quite significant government investments and structural adjustment in the local area. Several $100 million have been pledged in the Latrobe Valley, brown coal area in the south of Australia, in the state of Victoria. However, I do not expect that that will be a model for the future, because many station closures are to come. And what is there to say that the structural adjustment in the power industry deserves immense taxpayer support when there's so much structural change elsewhere in the economy as well? And so where we see the opportunities are in market-based mechanisms to facilitate that transition.